Cinema, when you put a, I might as well start from a brand new object. So everybody just stop clicking for a second and watch. You drop a new object into the world, and by default it has this XYZ axis. That's the axis we're going to be manipulating. And the point is that this has got special qualities. I won't go into great detail about Cinema. But now we still have an axis. You notice the axis is technically in the middle of the object. So one of the first things we're going to do, remember my diagram, I basically drew a rectangle and I put one axis on the left side. So I'm going to do that. You notice that there are these anatomies here. That's an object, that's an axis, those are points, those are lines, those are faces. You guys don't need to know anything except I've chosen axes. Now we've got a video going on here, so I'm going to post this to YouTube and you're going to be able to visit it and learn, that'll be your model for working with this. So all I do is take the red handle of this gizmo and drag it over there. And that, we can get a little bit more specific by changing our views. You notice that I've gone to a 4 view now, and I did that by clicking in the upper right-hand corner. 1 view, 4 view. And so I'm looking at this, and I could go right next to the end. It all depends on what you're designing. But there it is. There's my axis. All right? Now, I'm going to put a second axis in here, and I do that by going to Objects, Null. Now, if you look what null is just an axis. That's what null is. It's just an axis. And there it is. I can move it. I can do all kinds of things. It doesn't affect anything else. You just see this beautiful axis here. So we might as well just move it to where it goes, which is over here. Now, if we click on cube, we see the one axis on one side. We click on null, the axis is on the other side. They are not yet related. Those are two independent things in the screen. To make them related, I have to drag null into cube. For anybody that's done software, who's worked with 3D, this is making a parent-child relationship. The parent is cube, and the child now is null. Right? Now do you see, look up on the screen for just a second to make sure you see it. The word cube is first, and then there's a space, just like in Windows, when you look at Windows Explorer. And then the word null is second. You see how it's indented? I want to make sure that you guys see this. You see there's literally a little line that shows that null is indented inside of cube. This is the right way to make this axis. Now notice, I'm going to do something else. I'm going to name cube. And in this case, it is the letter A. It doesn't matter whether it's capitalized or lowercase. It doesn't make any difference. But I just made A. Okay? That's all you have to do. Now remember I said they all have to be in the same file. So let's just make B. Let's go ahead and make B. What do you say? Yeah. And I'm just going to copy A and call it B. And just for fun, I'm going to make it a slightly different size. We'll scale it up. Oops. We'll scale it up. And we'll scale a little wider. And then I'm going to move B over here. All right? Now, you'll notice I'm just doing this right along the x-axis. And it's a completely appropriate way for you guys to work there. Just keep putting your A, B, C, D in a line down the axis. I would recommend it actually, because it keeps you organized. You can very quickly look at the screen and see that the first letter is A, the second, kind of guess. Oh, the middle would be L or M. M is the letter, the 13th letter. So you can kind of look, I'm going to go to M, so on and so forth. Right? So now we have two letters that are correctly axised. That's not a word, but we're just going to pretend like it is. A has the axes there and the second axis on the other end. B has the axes there and the second axis on the other end. Okay? Now that's pretty straightforward. Okay? Now, one word to the wise. This is irrelevant if you do this in Cinema R11. R12. That's what we've got here, right, Eric? R12?
Yeah.
This is irrelevant if you do it on these computers with that particular software. You have to go into the other room and go down to where that Cinema is, and maybe we could get it on a couple of other We'll get it on some other computers and you'll check with Eric about what this is. But you'll get it on, so you have to take it into an older version of Cinema, bless you, which I believe is 9.6.
9.6.
And we got it working, right? We did get it working, if
Yeah.
I remember correctly.
Yeah, because David.
That's right.
So 11 doesn't work on 11.
No, because we're exporting as a W3D file. You guys don't have to worry about that part.
But here's
I
the.
have a question. I can do null objects and position it in 3ds Max.
Yes, you can. And then you export it, you can export a W3D, right?
We didn't get export yet.
I thought we did.
The export options are the same. There's a lot of options for WPD, so we,
Okay, we'll go through it. We'll try to make that work.
Well, another question is, in this current version, can you make everything, all your objects, and then open it up in the other version?
You can't,
Or you have
no,
to
you
remove
can't
every
do it.
single
You can make every object and you can set the first axis,
And
but you can't make the second one.
So they have to export each single.
You know what? Let's try this. Let's do it right now. File, export. 3DS is the best shot for this. Let's see if it works. Not available in demo version. Who's got the regular version open? Is this saved?
This one's saved.
You know what? Let's just, could you mark that as a question and we'll solve that before I go home tonight. We'll solve it before I go home tonight. I think you can export a 3DS file and it maintains the axes. Okay? Maybe. Maybe. All right, any other questions about that? Now guys, you realize this is going to be amazing if we pull this off. It's going to be amazing. But pulling it off is going to take discipline and focus. It's going to take a lot of hard work, right? You guys are in for it, right? All right, cool. Any other questions? All right, very well. Then the goal is to get to work. Start working on your alphabets, and I'm going to come by one at a time. I'm going to preference the SVA students because you guys kind of know cinema a little bit better than they do, and I want to make sure, and you guys have been hearing me talk about this, but I'm going to get around to you guys too. Okay? So SVA students, if you can get up on the screen what you're working with,